We welcome Mr. C.G. Lim to speak about the business of sports tourism through Ironman.
Hi everyone, thank you Exchange Malaysia for allowing me to share a little bit about Ironman to the Malaysians listening here. My name is C.G. Lim. I'm actually the Regional Director of Ironman in Asia, representing and taking care of the Malaysian business operation. So Ironman has been around since 1978, and we are actually the world's largest mass participation operator. And we have 100 over events in 55 over countries around the world. And so namely, of course, we were founded back in 1978 with an event called Ironman, that originated from Kona, Hawaii. And of course, we have Ironman 70.3, we have 150 triathlon, we have multi-sports festivals. In terms of road running, Ironman owns Rock and Roll Marathon, Standard Chartered Singapore Marathon, the Sun Herald City Run in Australia. In trail running, we also are part of UTMB. We also do Ultra Trail Australia and a few other trail runs in Australia as well. We also own one of the biggest mountain bike races in the world. It's called Cape Epic and Swiss Epic. And in Malaysia, we manage the Ironman Malaysia event, and Ironman 70.3 Langkawi, and Ironman 70.3 Desaru Coast. So Ironman has been here in Malaysia since year 2000. From year 2000 to 2010, we were operated as a licensee under different operators, and the event was stopped from 2011 to 2013. And kudos to Malaysia Major Events under MySEP, which is a bureau under Malaysia Tourism, that went back to US to lobby for Ironman to be back in Malaysia. And thus, here we are today. We restarted Ironman back in 2014 with Ironman 70.3 Putrajaya and Ironman Malaysia in Langkawi. And since then, we have been doing yearly. And this year, we have a new event in Desaru Coast as well. Now, the question is that sometimes people ask us, what does sport do to the economy? I think the very important thing is that we have to understand there are two different types of sports, especially major sports. Yeah? One is a spectator sport, one is a participative type of sports. Both types of sport attracts domestic and international travelers and audience as well. Now, expenditures on travels, F&B, race gears, training, even bringing their family along, it's a very big economic contribution to the country. Now, it's also important that the country focus, even all of us focus on both spectrum of sports. Spectator sports like MotoGP, Formula One, those are spectators based, and Ironman is a participative type of sport. So numbers don't really necessarily means less impact. For example, Ironman, we do not have very big participation numbers compared to a marathon run. The numbers it comes to an Ironman event is typically around 2,000 to 3,000 people. However, the people that we bring along are very high income earners. They incur a lot of expenditure within the country, and they give very, very strong economic impact to the state, to the local, and also to the community. Case to point example, in 2019, which was the last event that we had in Malaysia before the pandemic happened, the event in Langkawi itself generated 32 million in economic impact to the state of Kedah. And that is excluding the cost of flights, because we were not able to calculate the cost of flights coming in. Most of the international that are flying in was from all over the world, and they have their own booking. However, most of them landed in KLIA and used Malaysia Airlines, for instance, to fly into Langkawi. So on top of that, the country also earned in terms of taxes, like SSD or GST from different aspects of the business. Now, other benefits that an event can bring to a country is, for instance, job creation. In Ironman itself, we hire 1,800 to 2,000 volunteers and crews per event, and that's like a 5-day event per week. And we will hire 100% from the local community, so we create new job opportunity for the youth where we are as an event. There are also community involvement. For instance, in Langkawi, we use all villagers to help us in our 8 stations for a bike and a run. People within the kampongs will come out to take care of the water station so that they serve the athletes. And because of this community involvement, the event itself has a sense of belonging within the community. The community felt that this event is theirs and not only an international event brand coming over to organize and disturb their daily lives. We also provide a lot of health benefits. By having a major event, a sporting event here, Malaysians get to watch it, get to learn, get to be part of the sport. And that actually encourages more and more Malaysians into the sport of triathlon. We have personalities, we have CEOs, we have a lot of people from different walks of life, army officers jumping into the sport of triathlon. And also it elevates the status of the country. We have to understand that not many Southeast Asia countries host international events. But now with a local entity like Ironman, which is an office in Malaysia, we actually own and run this event here. So we should be very proud that it's a homegrown effort with the support and technology transfer from all over the world and making Malaysia an international stage for major events like this. Now, of course, during pandemic, it was really, really bad for all of us. There was a total halt in the whole sports industry. So we were the first to shut down, and we are the last to reopen. Even now, the reopening is still in stages. Yeah. So no events, no matches, no competition were held during the last 2 years. In terms of Ironman, during that time, we diversified into many, many different areas. We work into virtual racing. So racing through online, people could actually run and bike on their own without a group. There was no official, formal physical competition, but they actually do it online and report their results online. So the lesson learned for many, many operators that we need to be able to diversify. We need to be fluid in terms of getting ideas and changing in the times of pandemic and difficulties as well. So the very important thing is that all event organizers, be it big or small, we need to be able to be ready to apply technology, especially to bridge the gap between the people and the events and the sport, and to stay healthy and to stay active. Now, moving forward, the very important part of what we see as an international event owner and also having events in Malaysia, the country needs to focus on this element of sports tourism, where a major sport like Ironman brings in really, really big economic impact to the country, to the community, and as well to the local businesses that we are placed. So you can have an event in Johor, in Langkawi, or in KL. The locality or the locals there will be the one that benefits the most. On top of that, the country will be marked in the map that you belong to a center stage with the international event. So we would like to request as well the private sector and the government to come together, focus on sports as a tourism factor. We also help on the economy and as well as the health aspect of it. We help. It's not only about body wellness; it's also on the mind and soul as well. So, in a way, sports is very, very important for the country, for the community, as for the rakyat as well. Yeah. So we look forward to long-term support from the government, from the private sector as well, to make sure that this industry is a core industry in Malaysia. Place Malaysia in the center stage of Southeast Asia as the sports hub of Asia. Yeah. So. Thank you again, Exchange Malaysia, for giving us an opportunity to share. We are really, really happy to be here and to be able to, impart the knowledge and our experience to everyone that's listening in. Thank you.